What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. What's going on, y'all? I know it's been a while. I've been working a lot and checking out a ton of movies, and honestly, sometimes I just don't want to make a video just for the sake of making a video. But today I found something else a little more interesting on the doctor's favorite site, LinkedIn. Now, apparently, or not apparently, it is happening. The Nintendo Switch is getting a fighting game, another fighting game to the Nintendo Switch. It's a remaster of a past fighting game, and it's also coming to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, along with the Nintendo Switch. Now, this port comes way of Nintendo Switch owner's favorite developer. Yeah, that's right. It's being ported by Blind Squirrel Games. Now, before you guys go all crazy, like I said in the past, I don't think that infamous wrestling port on the Nintendo Switch was necessarily Blind Squirrel Games' fault. It's obvious that the port was rushed. They didn't have enough time and money to make an adequate game, and this is further enforced by when you see that they didn't even bother to even try to make this year's version for the Nintendo Switch and try to blame it on the fans. So it obviously was not Blind Squirrel Games' fault there. I think we can admit that now, especially seeing the games that they ported in the past have been perfectly fine. I think it's time to let it go and see what else they can do from that, because like I reported before, they're also porting another game to the Nintendo Switch besides the one I'm talking about now. So let's give them a chance. All right. So looking at this listing, you see that it's an unannounced fighting game remaster for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And I was wondering, what game is this? But then on the next line, it says that they're remastering a port of 3 fighting games from the 90s. And I'm like, what game could those possibly be? It's definitely not Street Fighter, because Street Fighter, the whole freaking series of games pretty much from the 90s has just been ported to the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So it's not Street Fighter. Okay? It's not Soul Calibur, because half the Soul Calibur games didn't come out in the 90s. So I'm like, what games could these possibly be? But then I thought about it. It is heavily rumored and implied that the next Mortal Kombat game will be announced at the Game Awards, right? So maybe these 3 games from the 90s are the original Mortal Kombat games, because as you guys know, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 are not available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the port of the HD remasters that were on the PlayStation 3, 360, and PC have been pulled from the PC. So maybe it's those games. But then I saw another tweet from Ed Boon from years ago that might imply it could be some other games. You look at this tweet here, Ed Boon is saying, if they were to make a Mortal Kombat Collection 2, which 3 games would you use? And when I read that tweet, I was immediately thinking of the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and original Xbox era games with Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. But here it implies that these games are from the 90s, and those games didn't come out in the 90s. But there were Mortal Kombat games that did come out in the 90s that they could possibly port in a trilogy. Games such as Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, games such as Mortal Kombat trilogy games such as Mortal Kombat 4 and Mortal Kombat 4 Gold, or Mortal Kombat Gold, which is an improved version of Mortal Kombat 4 that was on the Dreamcast. None of those games have been remastered or have an HD conversion yet, so it's highly possible that they could be porting these games over. So what do you guys think? What games do you think it's gonna be? If it is the original Mortal Kombat trilogy, will you pick those up on the Switch? I've seen a lot of people asking Ed Boon for the original trilogy on all three of these systems, so I mean, more than likely that's what it is. So let me know what you guys think.